Okay, we're back with episode 3 of how to make a techno track. I guess series 1. I'm gonna do a lot more series of this. Just walking you through how I work on tracks. What we did last episode is we took it from, I think, just a 1 bar loop, tracked it out to a very rudimentary track here. Just kind of added, some breaks and just a few automations here, not very much. It's a very kind of crude version of a track. This time what we're going to do is we're going to add some elements, switch up the arrangement a little bit, more automation, probably add more effects, just kind of polish it up, get it ready for release. As you can tell, I've gone ahead and color coded these. If you don't know how to do that, you just choose a track over here. You come over here to this color chooser thing. Click that down menu, and you can just click on anything, so you can see it turns it that different color. But I've done that, so bass drums are red, hats are yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that those are yellow too. Claps, let's open claps. They're probably still blue too. Yeah, they are. I just hold down shift to select all 3 of these. And green, I think that's right. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start at the beginning of the track here. Typically, I like to use a low cut filter on the kicks. Actually, essentially the whole track for either 16 bars or 32 bars. Essentially, it's just a mix intro. Makes it easier for the DJ to mix, and that's one important thing to keep in mind when you're making a track. You're making it for a DJ, so the easier you make it for them to mix, the more likely they are to play it out. So if you structure it properly to where it can blend in with other tracks that are most likely structured in a very similar way, then DJs won't have issues mixing them, and there won't be a second thought of like throwing it up on the CDJ and getting it ready to play. So always keep that in mind. Try to make your stuff DJ friendly if you're trying to get it played by DJs. I'm going to move this cycle marker over to 1, and we can go ahead. I'll just grab 8 bars there. Press play. That's what we got. But what I want to do is I want to bring out the bass here. And so if you see over here, it says a low cut frequency. And this is the line, the automation line that we already added in the previous video. And all you got to do is essentially just make a marker or an edit point with a pencil. Pencil there, edit point, and then I always make another one. I don't know why that one erased. It's making a bunch of them for some reason. Stop it. But you can just draw it like that. If I get rid of the cycle, you can see what happens when it comes in. So that's cool. I don't know if I want to do it for the full 32 or just 16. Maybe just 16. That works. All right. One other thing I want to do, it's not always done, say, in just straight up like techno or house kicks, is I'm going to add a track here and just call it FX, and we're going to add like sweeps and white noise and that sort of stuff, and get it, put some effects on those, put some insert effects, put some send effects on those, maybe add some side chaining, something like that, just to give certain portions of the track a little more emphasis, and maybe prelude to something that's coming a little bit later, like during the break you can add something that kind of gives it more tension right before the drop, stuff like that. So where are we here? Loop. Let's add it after the loop here. So add track, add audio track, and then I do have an effects bus here. There we go, FX bus. And then I'm just gonna put FX add there. Now we're gonna find something that sounds good just right at the start. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull down the gain here like I always do, -12 on all my tracks. And I know I'm gonna want kind of a sidechain compressor, so I'm gonna add that now. Just type in comp, grab the Cubase, just the standard compressor, choose the kick bus, there we go, as the sidechain source. Activate sidechain there, bring the release down, ratio up a little bit, 3.5, something like that. I'm going to put the threshold up real high right now, and then what we will do is we will bring it down to taste. So that looks pretty good. I know I'm going to want to add some delays, so I'm just going to go with the mono delay. I really like the mono delay. It's really simple. Bring it up to like 8D. Bring the mix down quite a bit. Feedback is pretty good. Filter's pretty good. Bring the low pass filter up. I don't want to delay a bunch of low end. That really freaks out the mix. And let's do a reverb. Where's the reverb at? I had a ton of reverbs here. Roomworks. And I'm gonna look for something with a long tail on it. Let's just assume that that does. Where's the mix? I'm gonna bring the mix down quite a bit. All right, well, that works for just getting it ready. Now, I'm gonna go over here to the media panel. I have, there, effects. This is a sample pack that I got a while ago. Transition effects. I think like the bang effects. Let's try that one. See how that works. Sorry, phone call. I'm gonna loop this again. I'm gonna drag the bass out of this. I think I need to bring up the feedback and the mix. Now, see how quickly that tail just ended? I don't want that to happen. That's a little better. It doesn't stop so abruptly. Add more reverb here. Yeah, it's nice. Now I'm going to tune the compressor here. Yeah, that was a lot of compressor. Yeah, that works. That sounds good. Now if we want, I can add one right before what I call the mix outro. So when I DJ, I typically will mix the first 32 bars, and then after that I will basically essentially just pull the fader over, and that's kind of what we've created here. So if we want to prelude that with an effect, let's find a transition. So something like that would work perfect. Now I want to zoom in here, kind of line this up, and I don't like to just stop this right there. I'll bring it past. If you can look, there's a peak level in this wave file. It's like right there. So a lot of times what I want to do is I want to have that land on the one of the 30, say the 33rd bar here. But I'll have to change the quantize preset. And I set it to 128. That just gives you a finer snap. Okay, something like that. And again, this may need to be balanced as far as volume goes. And since it's on a track with this other effect that we already put in first, I typically will leave the fader for the channel at 0, and I'll use this volume control right here to taste. So I'm probably going to want to turn this down. But we'll see. Nah, that's fine. Kick out right there just to give it an infinite emphasis for when the claps come in. I'll close these claps up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add another hat here. Add audio track. I want like a really light hat. Something that just kind of keeps the groove going. I'm going to set this to 1 bar so I can move my cycle selection over. All right, let's go look for a hat. Favorites, hats. Now I'm looking for something really, really, really short and just. It's all right. It doesn't really have enough of a front end to it. It doesn't have enough attack. So kind of what I'm talking about. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Let's just do an 8. I'm just going to drag this on every 8th. Every 8th. I'm going to change the color of this to yellow. There. Why did it not change? No idea why that's not changing, but I'm gonna bring this up, pull the gain down, -12. I'm gonna drag out a lot of this signal. I really don't want much going on here. I'm gonna delete these. I didn't do 8th note. Draw them out in 8th notes. Let's see what this sounds like now. I'm gonna add auto pan to this. I like when the hi-hats will pan left to right. And turn the width down. maybe we'll find another transition effect here. Um, you never know till you try it. Let's see what happens. I'm adjusting the quantize again just to give me more control of where to place this. And I'm kind of thinking, would it be there? I know I'm going to want to turn that down. Yeah, that works. Pull a kick out of that. Add more interest again. Now, you can overdo this with these effects, so just be careful. Maybe do them sparingly. This one's yeah, there was barely anything there. That's fine. Bring it up a little more. All right, so here I think I want to add some insert effects to this stab sample, and start automating those to kind of change up the pattern that it's doing. And this will take a little bit of trial and error, but that's fine. So again, I'm going to grab the mod delay on Cubase. Or mono delay, sorry. It's just a simple delay. Actually, you know what? No. I think for this, I'm going to try a multi-tap or ping pong. Let's do ping pong delay. And then I'm just going to start playing with this now. Sync to 8. And just to get this started, I've already got read selected over here. I just need to press right, and all I want is just to record just a tiny little bit of movement so that the automation shows up on the arrange page. And so I'll just hit play here, hit right, edit again, and then just turn the dry wet mix knob there. And what that's going to do is you should be able to find it. Ping pong, it should be like right here, huh? And turn off right. If you don't see it, then maybe you can right click over here. Where is it? Right click on this, show all use automation. It says it's here. Mix. It just doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I'm going to bring this all the way down. And then what I'll do is I'll back up a few measures here, and then I'll slowly start to bring it up. So you'll start to notice it changing. This is pretty cool. This little circle that pops up allows you to bend it so you can do smooth changes. But for now, I think I'm going to test this over here. See okay. All right. But you can, let's check it from here. When it starts going. We'll watch the mix knob move on its own here. Following the automation right here. Alright, so now what I want to add to this same track is I'm going to add some reverb and essentially do the same thing. Maybe pull the filter, a high pass filter, pull that back. We'll see, we'll play with it. Let's grab a reverb. We'll try the RiffWorks SE. And let's solo this. Yeah, absolutely. So I like this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit right here. And I will just all right. Okay, here we go. Here's the right automation for that. So I'm gonna put a control point here, back where the other one started, and drag this out where I can see all those control points. I'm gonna use my cursor and I'm gonna delete all of those. And I'll put another control point right at the drop. Okay. Bring that up. Now this is definitely going to be to taste. So we may want to slope this more. Like that. I don't want a ton of reverb over here. Turn off solo. All right, that works. So to give this stab more energy and make it feel, bigger, I guess, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last bar out. I guess I'm going to try taking the last bar out of everything aside from the stab. right before the drop. And then we will probably add an effects something here. Huh. Maybe. I'm going to change the quantize a little bit there. This might give us what we're looking for. It was too much reverb at the beginning there. I'm gonna pull down that low cut. It was going a little too high. I think this reverb needs to stay up a little longer than that. Alright, I don't know if you saw what I did here. I edited this reverb automation to give it more of a tail. To my liking, it just cut off too much. It just sounded like a mistake, quite frankly. Let's start back just before the break. Take a listen to it. So we definitely need something there. And an easy way to do this is just cut it here. I'm gonna set these to quarter notes, and then I will cut the last three off, mute those. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the last off of the last quarter note off of pretty much everything. I want to leave the bass line, leave the stab. I'm gonna leave the claps because they give a cool kind of effect. Let's cut the ride off here too. The clap kind of gives it like a nice lead in to the next bar. So. Yeah, those claps definitely need to be louder. F3 brings up the mixer. Let's go over to the claps bus. Edit. Add some reverb to them. kick out of this here. Now again, I'm always trying to do a little editing here, leading into next part of a track, say when either something comes in or something goes out. I'll do a little bit of editing just to give it an emphasis when it comes back to the next bar. And a lot of times it's easy just to pull a bass drum out like this. These effects need to start turning down more. The room works. I'll leave that like that, and then I'll start one down there and bring that. Start to bring that down. Start to bring this down too. I'm just bringing the effects down a little bit, kind of on the outro. Gives the track room to breathe. Make it easier for mixing. Where are we at? Let's go from the break again. Maybe there I can use kind of an effects just to give it something. So something like this you can use, but you can cut it, so you don't need all of it. And so I kind of want to use the very beginning of it. Something like that, and we will cut on the bar marker and just mute the rest. Is that where I wanted to go? Yeah. Okay. Let's see how this sounds. I have to turn the volume down. Second break. I'm going to bring all of these effects basically all the way down. All right, there we go. Decent mix out. Pull the stabs out of the last 16 bars. Yeah. I give the DJ a cue here. Nah, I'm gonna leave the stabs in there. It's a little too much. Even if you were mixing, that's just a little too dry. another reason that I will pull the bass drum out a lot during the track, and I started doing that when I started essentially just playing only my own music for 6 or 7 years, in like the 2007 through like 2008 through like 2015, 2016. I was pretty much only playing my own music, and I built my music to be very visual for me as an aid while I'm mixing. So, you know, if you're either doing CDJs or you're doing like a tractor kind of control live setup sort of deal with controllers, you see the waveform when the bass drum comes out, it's a big cue. So I would always leave myself a big visual cue of when the track is about to do something else, because you can see it coming in the wave. And then so you can set up your mixing to align with it. It's just a good tip. And again, make your tracks DJ friendly. It's a big help. So we are at almost 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and close this one up. I think this is good enough. We'll probably need to add maybe another effect to the outro. Yeah, let's do that real fast. Was there something here? Just add something to the end there to, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just a little polish on the end. All right. I like it. I'm going to choose 128 again so I can... Where am I? At the end of 125. That I will probably turn that down, and then that way we can just listen to what the track sounds like when it ends. It just gives the end of the track a little something to where it doesn't just fall off a cliff to zero. It works. I'm happy with that. Okay, this is good enough for this tutorial. Next video, we're gonna do some mix down things, kind of add some plugins and stuff to the mix bus to get it ready to send to master. And I will always do like 2 or 3 different versions. I'll do one that I send off to be mastered, which I have very little mix bus processing on, and then I will always master some stuff for myself, just in case I want to play it tonight or tomorrow, this weekend, something like that, so I don't have to wait for the master to come back. But anything that you're getting, going to release, you should definitely get professionally mastered. There's plenty of great mastering engineers out there too. All right, that's it for this one. I will see you next time, and we will finish this up. And again, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them, or I'll try to make a video about it. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.